Hello guys, MikuChibi here. Welcome to another slime video, and look what I have here. We have not one, but two new units, Rimuru and Velzard. Kind of interesting to see both of them being featured. Not only that, it is one of the few times where they are featuring two new units in one banner. Usually when it comes to anniversary, they are featuring like 3 units in the first banner, and then on the second and third, they're only featuring one single unit. And this time we are having a double. So does it mean part or the final part gonna have double, or probably use single because we already have the full meta? Yeah, it is kind of weird, but hey, don't complain. We have Rimuru and Velzard, both of them on space. Kind of interesting. These are the ones I heard that have like super crit, something like a new crit buff or something. I'm gonna need to see what to do. Before we do that, let's see what 5-star EX we can actually get here if we decide to pull on this one. So we can get Milim, Veldora, Chincha, Zoe, and Albis. Okay, not that interesting EX, to be honest. I mean, I definitely want Zoe, but depends if I want to pull on this one or not. Alright, let's have a look at the first one, which is gonna be Rimuru. Pact-Bound Demon Rimuru. Alright. Not gonna lie, I like the illustration. It looks really nice. Like, you just look at it. So much detail. Is the same like they put it on Veldora, much time into Veldora's illustration. And this is actually not bad. Kinda like it. The evil, is it the evil Rimuru? Not bad, not bad. Okay, let's have a look at the 3D one. Hopefully it looks really good. Yeah, okay, I guess I have the high expectation, but it is alright, but not my favorite one on Rimuru. Yeah, I mean, I prefer using Ain's Rimuru. That one is much better here. I don't know, it feels like they put less effort into this 3D model and a lot of effort on the illustration. I mean, it is fine, I guess, but if I match yet this one, I won't even use this, to be honest. Unless you can fly with it, then it would be nice. So, Rimuru, his base physical with a lot of force, Dragon Hagi, Stern Spirit, Octagram Demon Lord, Tempest Elite, Dungeon Crawler. Okay, maybe it works with the Damachi team, maybe, but they are the Damachi team is a magic user and Rimuru is physical. Yeah, maybe. So very interesting, a lot of force used like Emis. Emis also have a lot of force, so maybe can be used in men teams. It really depends how you play around, right? Unless you want a full specific physical team or magic user, then you don't want this Rimuru. So he also using fist. Okay, gloves, fist, gloves. He's a support, unleash all targets base physical attack by 150 and increase with the strike of Dragon Haki force character including rigor until the end of the battle by 85. That's a lot. I believe the standard is 50, 60, right? So this is a lot. And the within strike effect is ×2 if you're using EX. So you're getting 170. That is a lot of within strike. Pretty useful. And that is if you can stone this Rimuru or using the stone crystal for the Rimuru maximum. Yeah, that is if you have enough for that. So let's see, the first skill is Catastrophic Shock, 90 skill point, increase critical rate and super crit rate for all allies including Rigor. Okay, so we have both crit rate and super crit rate, so they are different crit buff. Super crit does more damage than regular critical. Also increase critical damage up and critical resistance down effect. Okay. But how much? How much it does it do? Is it double or like 50% more damage, or is it like 10%? They don't even explain that. So I guess we had to figure out that by ourselves. Yeah, so we have now two different crit here. Keep in mind the regular standard crit, the crit rate, and then we have super crit rate. Does it mean we're gonna get someone that's gonna do super crit damage buff? Probably Velzard, no? Let's have a look at that. Then we have decrease all target secret skill damage resistant by 20%. Pretty small. But then again, we do have the 2 double buff here to be crit. I guess that's fine. I mean, we do have seen some other units that do more than 20, of course, like Isis, the Unbound Isis. She do 120 within the 5 turn. Yeah, the crit rate, big buff, but the resistance, secret skill damage resistance, 20% is pretty low. I wish it was a little bit higher, then maybe Rimuru will be like a must ball. Not bad though. Gonna be interesting to see how they managed to calculate the crit rate. Is it like 2 different damage multipliers like that? Then we have the combo, comrade connection, combo additional, solve divine protection +2, same as Emirs. Set of solve combos gauge increase the same amount, solve divine protection with gauge alternative effect applied. Yeah, we have seen a lot trend with this ability where you make solo combos where you can use them, but also they give the gauge as well. Instead of having the orb convert where you convert an ultimate into orb, I think this is much better. I really like this one. Mainly because you can spam. That means you can get more total damage, and especially the support that is doing weakness strike on the ultimate, it will benefit them a lot. So I kind of like this new trend. It just means that the old trend where you convert the orb, the ultimate into orb, they are like gone now. Unless they're gonna do that in the future as well, when release double maybe of that. Well trade, sealing bottom spirit, pretty useful to be honest. I really like that, especially like Lumi, Prosper Lumi, pretty annoying to fight against. The double trade now. Contain 3 or more protection gauge plus 6 every 2 turns, that is pretty useful. And then when you unleash 6 combo attack with solid divine protection, increase all crit damage by 12%. Okay, that is pretty useful, especially if you use it on, let's say, I think turn 7, right? And then next turn your unit gonna have 12% extra crit damage. Pretty useful. So yeah, I was wondering if all the units will they also have double trade. I mean, it looks broken. Like these new units have double trade, gonna be really useful. I think they're gonna be the next one you want to have on support. Okay, I use spoil myself and you guys as well if you're watching. We have Milanova. I guess she is the final unit. They're gonna be released with the Dragon Haki 4th anniversary. Yeah, I spoiled myself. Alright, I guess Milam gonna be the last one. Now for Velzard, Silver Dragoness Velzard. Okay, she doesn't have that many force. The illustration though, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. The same effect they put into Velzard, but a little bit less, I would say. 3D. I don't really like this model. Maybe this is what she looks like when she transforms into a dragon, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to make clothes that rip off or make it like something cursed, something like that. Nah, I don't really like this one. Nah, they are better outfit for Velzard. Alright, so Dragon Haki, Source Wielder, Stern Spirit, and God of Destiny. Alright, and nothing more to have a look. Nope. Other than she's space physical and she is also using gloves like Rimuru. That's all. Okay, so she is also another support. So we have a double support unit featured. She's gonna do a single target instead though. Increasing weakness strike, Dragon Haki 85. So basically the same as Rimuru. Battle skills, we have first one, Radiant Wing Formation of 30 skill points. Applying Dragon to all physical allies including Rigord. Wow, finally we have a Drago for physical unit. Most of those that are applying Drago, let's say Space Milim, the other one, and then we have Isis. They only apply for magic user, I believe. And then we have the Protective Velzard. I'm pretty sure she also only apply for the magic user. And now we have final for physical. So that is very nice. Drago is really good. And then we have increased weakness strike for all allies, including Rigor by 50%. pretty small, but I guess the trade-off is that we already getting a lot of weak strike from the ultimate, so I guess that is the trade-off there. I guess that is not bad. And now for the physical, probably really good on Warrior's Mind Blank, to be honest. Like if you're building around her, then you definitely want Velzard. Next skill is Claw of Judgment, 90 skill point, increase crit damage for all allies including Rigo by 120, pretty good. And then decrease all critical resistance by 120. Alright, we have someone now that gives you crit rate and super crit rate, and then we have someone that gives you crit damage buff and also reduce the resistance on crit. So that is really good. And not gonna lie, people that pull for Shione, the Tail Series collab unit, well, now you have a replacement if you want that. You have now both Rimuru and Velzard that do both crit, but also being more really useful. So really two really interesting buffs here. They are really good, not gonna lie, and I'm not sure if I want to pull or not. Val trait, pretty bad. Now for the double trait, secret skill gauge 11 per 1 turn up to 3, and then you have attack if you release 6 combo. Alright, not really interesting traits. Maybe skill point would be really nice there, but maybe you want faster ultimate, something like that, and then you want Rimuru in your slot. Alright, two really interesting unit there, I would say, and really useful where you build around crit mostly, because it's crit now, and we have a new crit system. Like, I can see how useful these gonna be, but at the same time, how tricky it is to use as well, especially because you're playing around Veldora and you're playing around the Drago Orb. Not sure how people are gonna play around this, but it's gonna be interesting how it gonna goes. I mean, someone gonna have a full meta and then play around that. Alright, let's have a look on the battle animation. We're starting with Rimuru. Looks like going rampage. Really angry. Okay. And he's happy now. Wow. Okay, that is not bad. Okay. Is that? Okay, I'm not sure, but I've seen her always using her double hand or both her hand and doing the eye thing. I'm pretty sure we have seen that before. Is that a reanimation of an old animation? Is it? I'm not sure, but I always see her doing like that every time, so maybe a reskin? Maybe. So, my thoughts on the unit overall, I'll say they are looks really good so far on the paper. In actual practice, I'm not sure because I don't have them, and I'm not sure if I will pull for them. Though the crit rate and super crit rate gonna be really interesting how that works. Is it like 2 separate multiplier or 2 separate crit rate where you can calculate, and how much do the super crit damage or super critical, how much damage different compared to the regular one? Is it like 3%, 10%, or even 1%? We have to need to see and figure out that out. Other than that, I just wondering how useful they're gonna be in Valcop. That's all. Maybe the crit gonna be really useful, but I know that this newest Valcop gonna more focus on synergy rate, so the crit gonna be pretty useless until they release next season that focus on crit. Maybe that is much better. Other than that, I'm pretty sure Velzard are gonna be really good, especially the Drago and her crit damage buff. If you have someone that can do already crit rate buff, feels bad for Xion. That's all. Xion from Tail Series. So yeah, overall, I think they're gonna be really good. Will I pull? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, I will end this video here. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on the unit. Will you go for them or you will skip? And your thoughts on the overall battle kit. And that's for me. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Take care now. Bye bye.